Thomas, have you ever got imposter syndrome? Personally, I'm self-diagnosed, still trying to figure it out, and one day I'll be confident that I do have autism, and then the next day I'll doubt it heavily again. Good question, Ian. I think that's something that a lot of people experience, and even if you are diagnosed autistic, you still can experience imposter syndrome. I think it's a mixture of sometimes the conflicting perspectives, like it's due to the conflicting perspectives that people have on autism online can sometimes really get to you. I think as well, because autism is diagnosed based on behavioral traits, there is always going to be some degree of both like variance in the traits and how it looks, but also like just the diagnosis in general. You know, it's based on behaviors. It's not like this solidified. It's not like you go and get a brain scan and they tell you that you're autistic. So it kind of invites a sense of anxiety for those of us who like certainty. I've definitely gone through periods of my life, even as a content creator, with autistic imposter syndrome. Also normal imposter syndrome. I think that's pretty constant in my life. I mean, I'm definitely autistic, you know, I was diagnosed when I was 10 years old, so, you know, the traits were a lot stronger for me back in the day. But yeah, I still experience it, for sure. It's a difficult one, because again, like, you need that sense of certainty to it, and there's just a lot of greyness to things related to psychology. I think it's normal, you know, especially if you're in the stage of trying to understand yourself. There's always going to be that element. I think some people, they look to getting an official diagnosis and think that it's gonna it's gonna make them feel, I mean, for some people it makes them feel a lot more confident in it, but you can still get those feelings for sure. I think it's just about tempering it a little bit. A lot of the stuff, the research under autism applies to you. If you feel like different aspects of autistic experiences that you feel is applicable to you. I mean, it's the whole thing of, can I say that I'm autistic kind of thing, you know? But I don't think that it should be always about, you know, do I need to say that I'm autistic to do things that people suggest to me that are helpful to me? Probably not. Like, if you find advice that other autistic people give to autistic people through like the online circles and such, or even just general advice that people give to autistic people from like professionals and stuff, then, you know, what's really the harm in that? If it helps, if it kind of explains a lot of your experiences, you know, whether you are autistic or not, it still benefits you. Are you fishing with a bird? I am indeed. Paula says, I get imposter syndrome all the time, but I've come to expect that since my life has made sense since my diagnosis for the first time ever. Should just go with it. 100%. Like, if it helps explain things about you and it helps you, you know, other than perhaps self-advocating or getting some form of benefits or you know, any number of like legal benefits to being autistic. If you're not looking for that stuff, like, and the stuff that you find about autism helps you, just go with it. I think another aspect of perhaps not being able to say that you're autistic or being diagnosed or anything like that is that it can help sometimes when it comes to self-advocacy. Like, but even then, I've heard a lot of testimonials from people saying that it doesn't do anything to some people. Some people just don't want to accept the fact that you're autistic, even if you know where you have it diagnosed or whatever. And craziness. Convinced myself that I wasn't autistic just before my assessment. Turns out I have autism and ADHD. Yeah, there you go. But it's difficult, isn't it? Like, it's such a grey area. Just psychology in general, but also like the whole autism stuff. I mean, people are still playing about with the labels that people give. You know, we used to have all sorts of different labels under the autism spectrum. Now it's just ASD.